One of the things that attracted me to the field of big boats, large yachts, because up until that time, my concern was, my professional concern was small cruising sailboats and maybe some larger, cruising motor yachts. And then one year in Newport, the harbor came alive because it was an America's Cup year, and it was full of not only the racing boats but a lot of big cruising yachts whose owners wanted to take part in the America's Cup festivities. And this one in particular really struck me, and it was designed by a guy named John Bannenberg, and it was an Australian-built boat, and it had these wild, round port lights and windows, and it was sleek in design, and it was just something I'd never seen anything like that before. And so I got to know the captain, and he invited me on board. I can't even remember who owned it. Some Japanese guy, I think. And I was just taken back by the interior was pure white and cream, and everything was sort of a combination of ultra modern and Art Deco rolled into one. And I said, oh, this is not your grandfather's blue and white striped, mahogany paneled, yacht, which is sort of what the norm had been for generations. And so about a year later, I was starting this magazine called Showboats International. And one of the true joys of running that publication and putting it together every other month was getting to know the designers who created these spectacular yachts, both from a architectural point of view in terms of the systems and the complexity of building a boat to that level of beauty and sophistication, but which was also safe and followed all the covenants of the sea, which require it's 100 times more difficult to build a yacht, to design a yacht, than it is to build a building, because there's 2 or 3 levels of regulatory requirements in doing so. And the interiors, these yachts are built on a no expense spared basis. So the good designers, the ones that get the great contracts, essentially have open checkbooks to do what they want to do. And so I found myself in this world where really the sky was the limit, both from a technological point of view, but also from a pure artistic point of view. And everybody, who invests, 10 or 20 or 200 or $400 million in creating something, as special as a large yacht, wants it to be special. So, and it's not about bragging rights, but it's, the people who have that level of resources, want everybody who comes aboard, whether it's the crew members or their relatives or their best friends, to have this experience that is unique and is identified with their creativity and their sense of artistic creation and their support for the art. So they're really, in some ways, you could say that these people are the Medicis of our own particular Gilded Age, and it was wonderful to be a part of that. And so many of the stories that I wrote and edited over the course of 15, 18 years, however long, the 20 years that I had the magazine, was capturing that process and providing it for the readers, many of whom either were in the process or had the capability of participating in a creative process like that. And so, I felt, that we were this unusual, unique conduit of a particular slice of you know the global art movement, which encompassed both this remarkably changing and sophisticated technological world, with the current trends in interior design and comfort. So it was a wonderful time to be involved in the yachting industry.